through the hoop, just that thing itself?
The number doesn't doesn't do much, for me. I think it's just the association with a legend like Wilt Chamberlain. That does something for me, because I'm a guy who grew up, reading about the game, studying the game, studying the players, the post press, past and present. So I wanted to see who was dominant in their era, or who laid the groundwork for young kids like myself who started to play the game when I was 9 years old. And Wilt obviously was a big staple of that. So, defense has definitely been trying to stop me from putting the ball in the basket throughout my career. And, I've been able to, for the majority, been able to score a few buckets and then have my name linked with some of the greats that ever played this game of basketball. So, just very humbling. It always gets me thinking about my upbringing and growing up in Akron, Ohio, and things of that nature. So, pretty cool feat.
You've also spoken about, wanting to take out any weaknesses in your game and the evolution, and thinking about the field goals made earlier in your career, probably more at the rim. You're still scoring at the rim, but to add the three-pointer to this degree, to be shooting over 40% at this point of the season, how does that hit you as that point of pride for the career?
I've never put a ceiling on my ability to continue to get better, and I've always had a growth mindset on how I can get better with my game. And I wasn't too fond of the short off season, because I didn't really get an opportunity to kind of dissect a part of my game where I wanted to get better at. But I use the time wisely, and mostly for my body, mostly for my mind, with the short off season, but also just come back a better player. And I feel like I'm a better player than I was last year. I feel like I can beat the defense at any facet once I cross half court. I think it's just it makes our team that much better when I can improve, and I feel like I've improved my game.
Okay.
Well, you said obviously that scoring mark tonight, but your passing seemed to change the game somewhat in the third quarter. And when you're doing it against a guy like Jokic, who gets so much credit for that, rightfully so, you've credited his passing in the past. Is there any game within a game? Is there any satisfaction in having impressive passes against a guy who's known for doing the same thing?
No, I think my job is to put the ball on time and on target, and not turn the ball over. I know I'm going to have some turnovers, but for the majority, put the ball on time, on target to my guys, either for layups, for threes, for dives, for cuts, and that's my job. And I would probably say it's the same for Joker as well. We do take chances that a lot of people in our league don't take, but we have the ability to connect on a lot of those things. So we take those chances, and the best thing about it is we have some really good receivers, and our receivers run their routes, and we just try to put it there where they can catch it and not the defender. So and that's what it comes down to.
Kyle.
Yeah, LeBron. There were some defensive effort plays that really stood out, like Dennis doing the double dive for the loose ball and forcing the play clock violation, and Kuz coming back blocking Michael Porter Jr. from behind. I'm wondering, did those plays make a difference in sparking the team, especially as you guys started getting more stops on defense and locking down in the third quarter?
Absolutely. I mean, you just said it best. I mean, we hang our hats on our defense. We're the number one defensive team in the league, and we want to continue that. That's what we hang our hats. When we're playing well, we defend it. We're flying around. We helping one another. You just said to see Menace dive for a loose ball twice in the same possession. You've seen Kuz come back into the fray and get a charge on JaMychal Green. Also get a block shot on Monty Morris coming back into play. Guys were just flying around. I thought our bigs did a great job on Joker tonight, just trying to keep a body in front of him, make him take some tough shots. And our guards did a hell of a job too on Murray, even though he hit some tough shots, but just trying to keep a body in front of him. And we all just try to do our part. We all try to do our part, work on the string. It's 5 guys on the floor, and we try to work together. And when we do that, we're very, very good.
Last 3 here. Dan.
Hey, LeBron. Kind of two sort of quick ones, maybe. We'll see. I guess that's up to you. The first question is, there's going to be an All-Star game, and I'm just kind of curious as to your sort of level of interest / excitement about that. And then, on a totally different note, you talked about not having a ceiling for yourself, and you've said it a few times. What's there still left to do? What's there still, like, where do you want to get better still as you continue to play?
Well, I'll answer the second question first. For me, for my game, I don't really put a list together. I kind of break it down after the season, see, okay, where was I less efficient at? Where can I be more efficient at? And I just, like I said, I've said it over and over, I don't try to put a ceiling on my game, how ways I can improve: ball handling, free throw shooting, three-point shooting, low post posting, front, back to the basket, face up, mid-range, coast to coast, things of that nature. Just things that will always keep defenses, off balance. How do we try to stop them? And for me, I feel like if I'm the most complete player I can be, then it makes our team even more dynamic. So, that's just my thinking. To their second question, I have zero energy and zero excitement about an All-Star game this year. I don't even understand why we're having an All-Star game. But it's the agreement that the Players Association and the league came about. Short off season for myself and my teammates was 71 days. And then coming to this season, we were told that we were not having an All-Star game, so we had a nice little break. 5 days from the 5th through the 10th, an opportunity for me to kind of recalibrate for the second half of the season, my teammates as well, some of the guys in the league, and then they throw an All-Star game on us like this and just breaks that all the way up. So pretty much kind of a slap in the face. We're also still dealing with a pandemic. We're still dealing with everything that's been going on. And we're going to bring the whole league into one city that's open. Obviously, the pandemic has absolutely nothing to do with it at this point when it comes to that weekend. Obviously, you guys can see I'm not very happy about it, but it's out of my hands. And, I'll be there if I'm selected. But I'll be there physically, but not mentally.
Okay, last two. Bill?
LeBron, you guys. Sorry.
Great, man. I tell you, just got the whole Burt Reynolds thing going on, Bill, right now, man.
It's not the whole Burt Reynolds thing, but I appreciate it. You guys get, I think, often just kind of cast as being a great team because you have such great top end talent with you and AD. But when you look at those hustle plays and the contributions you've gotten from Alex this year, the way Kuz's game has evolved and Talon, like, where did you guys find, or how big of a part of your identity are those hustle plays and kind of the dirty work that you guys are able to do kind of as a collective unit? Well,
I mean, if you really literally sit down and watch a game of ours, you will see that it's more than just talent. I mean, obviously, talent will take you to a point, but only talent can take you so far. But if you really sit down and watch a 48-minute game, the way we play the game, both offensively and defensively, you'll see that it's just more than talent. This league is built on talent. This league has so much talent from top to bottom. But it only can get you so far. So, for us, we want to, play harder than teams. We want to dive or lose balls. We want to take charges. We want to, get our hands on deflections and things of that nature. You know what I mean? That's who we are as well. I mean, you've seen that over the last couple of years. And, we get the label of being a very talented team, but, that's just a surface. It's very easy to look on, a lot of people, talk about our team or talk about other teams in the league, but they only see it from the paper. They don't really actually sit down and watch a full 48-minute game. They watch a lot of highlights and things of that nature, or they get on YouTube and watch highlights and things of that nature. But if you literally sit down, if you're really a basketball savant or a basketball, analyst, and you really sit down and watch our game, you will see that it's more than talent. And yes, we have the talent. We have a lot of talent, but at the end of the day, it only gets you so far, and we do the dirty things as well.
Last question.
Hey, LeBron, good talking to you again. I was wondering, Jokic the other day was asked about you and if there are any similarities between you two, and he said, the speed, the athleticism, the quickness, and then he finally stopped joking. He said, "Oh my God, he's the best player in the league." I'm wondering, from a generational passer like yourself and a student of the history of the game, how unique is it to see a center have a chance to lead the league in assists? I don't think anybody's done it since Wilt.
Yeah.
And also, is there anything about him that impresses you? And has he taken a step since you saw him in the Western Conference Finals?
Well, I mean, when you have a talent, it's endless of what you can do. And the guy has an unbelievable talent of seeing the floor and seeing plays happen before they happen. You could look back at Arvydas Sabonis and the things that he was doing, with his passing ability. And it was so, out of this world because you hadn't seen a big fella like that, 7-foot guy, and passing the ball like he was doing for the Portland Trailblazers. You'd never seen that. But if you go and look at some of his tape from overseas when he's playing on the national team and things of that nature, they had already seen that. And you probably can say the same thing for Joker. If you go look at his national